Hello everybody. Welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well. Hope that everyone out there is having a fantastic day and that you're all doing well. Don't forget, see that pause there? Don't forget to leave a like on the video. It's a free and easy way to support the channel. It's always very much appreciated. I know a lot of you give likes all the time, and I do appreciate it. It helps more than you could begin to imagine. And without any further ado, let's jump right into it. As we move forward in this space, as things continue to change, I personally ask that you try to remain, the word that I will use is vigilant, just because things are kind of, no. Things are and have been quite corporate within the cryptocurrency space for a while. The issue is that there are a number of large players within the space who do not care about decentralization, who do not actually care about your rights, freedoms that you might have, or anything of the sort. This made quite popular news, and I know it's because a lot of people tend to assume that anything that happens within crypto is a net plus for the space, but this is a literal gigantic red flag because other places around the world have something like this, and we've already seen stuff like this beginning to take shape. The idea of crypto, and I mean, if you don't care, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, like really though, if you don't care about actual freedom, if you don't care about some kind of a private sphere around yourself as to, you know, your doings and happenings, things that we've had for millennia within the actual world, then I guess I'll see you next video, and I hope you have a wonderful day. To everyone else who has remained, what this kind of means is that they think that it's okay to do something like this and that people kind of will more or less fall in line. This made very popular news. We're going to go over it. And yeah, we spoke about this was, I think, 2 months ago. This actually popped up in the news, and I mentioned, I was like, well, I hope they don't do that. Here we are. Coinbase's CEO, his name is Brian Armstrong, has teased the idea of creating a full crypto-focused super app. According to Armstrong, the long-standing vision of the company still remains to replace traditional banks, and it will move a step closer to achieving this goal through the development. Well, the original idea of Coinbase was basically just to be a cryptocurrency exchange for Bitcoin. I don't know if you know the actual history of it. There weren't any other coins on Coinbase except for Bitcoin. This is before the great altcoin rush of 2017. I believe Coinbase got funding or came out in 2012. And the original focus of Coinbase was just to be a mediator for people to find a way to purchase Bitcoin, to get away from the old traditional financial system. As Coinbase has aggressively integrated with the old system, they now position themselves as a company who's trying to replace banks, but Coinbase also has banking charters. Yeah, Coinbase, for those of you, I know. For those of you who missed that years ago, Coinbase basically operates as a bank now. They are essentially, for what it's worth, a literal digital bank. So they're announcing that they're trying to create an all-in-one app. An idea where you can do everything that you could ever possibly need to do just in one place. If this is ringing alarm bells, it might be because you're smart. Speaking at a recent interview with Fox Business, Armstrong confirmed that the company has plans to offer a full range of financial services to its clients. These services will include payments, credit cards, and rewards, with all the services powered by crypto rails. That's also a way to throw people off and to let them think that this is going to be decentralized and that you will be in charge of and have control over your own data and privacy. Nope, he said yes. We do want to become a super app and provide all types of financial services. We want to become people's primary financial account. And I think that crypto has a right to do that. In the interview, the Coinbase CEO criticized the current banking system. You would do that because you're trying to make people believe that Coinbase is any different than a bank account. It is a bank account. It's a bank account for crypto. He mentioned that it is outdated, the old system, and inefficient, pointing to the high transaction fees as one of the main pain points. If you haven't seen, sometimes Coinbase on their platform has fees of 25%. That's a thing. Like, you can look through it. Sometimes I don't know if it was for staking or what it was, but this was years ago. You can find it on their website. People looked and we were like, why are they charging 25% for that? So he says the old system has high transaction fees. He says it kind of boggles my mind. Like, why are we paying 2 to 3% every time we swipe our card? Or why are we paying 25% to use Coinbase's platform and some of the things that they're offering? He asked. It's just some bits of data flowing over the internet. It should be free or close to it. How funny would it be if someone turned that around and told the people from Coinbase, well, you're holding our money. Shouldn't you just, have 0% fees? Why doesn't Coinbase only charge 1 cent when someone's using their platform? According to Armstrong, the long-term goal is to ensure that the platform offers the best services across the board, including a credit card that offers 4% Bitcoin rewards. Ultimately, we want to be a bank replacement for people. You're not going to announce that you want to be the worst platform out there. So, if you didn't see when they announced this a couple of months ago, what it also entails, it's meant to be a messaging app as well. So the general idea is that you and your friends, similar to WhatsApp or Instagram or wherever you're texting your friends, would be able to use this app instead. You'd be able to use Coinbase's app to talk about the latest things, and you'd have a news feed. And the craziest part of all of this also comes down to the money. The idea would be like a full integration similar to Apple Pay or many other platforms. But this one would explicitly know every single thing that you're doing. So imagine having an app that knows where you are, that knows where you live, that knows what you're doing with your money. It knows who you're messaging. It knows what articles you're clicking on, what kind of news you like. If you haven't been here before, that already exists. Yeah, and it's quite dystopian. If you haven't seen, you must have heard of this at some point. For those of you not looking at the screen, it's called WeChat. It exists on the other side of the planet for many of us, and it is an app that exists within China that basically has everything everything flowing through it. So for instance, let's say you have to book a dentist. Oh, I got to go to the dentist. You book it through WeChat. You want to talk to your friends? You do it through WeChat. You want to book a plane? You want to book a bus? You want to go somewhere? You want to book dinner? Can you guess where it all goes? Through the same app. You know who has information? Or rather, when things happen and people do things, you know that information goes like directly to the government, right? And you may say, well, we've had stuff like that for a while. Well, the problem is, and here's the real kicker. In many instances, let's say you decide to go on to WeChat and you tell your friends, I really don't like what that guy in the office is doing. Your account usually gets frozen. And then you figure out, wait, I don't have any money. You can't use it. It's because you said something negative about the people who actually own and control the app. Let's say you and your friend personally in a private chat were privately talking, or you thought it was private, and you say something negative about the people who are running the country or the organization. You know what happens? Your account gets frozen. Your money gets frozen. You want to know something even crazier? The more that you say or do that the government doesn't want you to do, you actually get points deducted from your what would be known as like the U.S. credit score, that kind of a thing. And if your credit score gets too low, you actually can't take trains, you can't take buses, and in many cases, you also can't rent apartments anymore. You think it's a joke? Look it up. So, the idea of having an all-in-one super app sounds pretty gosh darn cool, until you realize what this actually means and what this would mean for everyone else out there who have to use these kinds of things. So, there are a number of things that are popping up now, and I do appreciate that there is a somewhat of a counterbalance. I don't know if you saw, I think it was Jack Dorsey, I don't remember, but there's someone who's creating, there are actually multiple of these, but one of them will stand out at some point. It's meant to be a crypto wallet. It's also meant to allow you to message, like end-to-end mega encryption, and will basically allow people to also use their cryptocurrency without the internet. I think I think it would use Bluetooth mesh, if I remember correctly. We have a lot of these things that are actually popping up that will allow people to have things to themselves and to their friends, and because the other app that we were just talking about, let's say you decided to buy something for yourself that one would normally consider to be the number 18 plus. If you buy that, the government also then restricts your money as well, and you get some points taken off. It sounds like a joke, but this is actually what it is. And it's not that I'm even saying or leaning into that Coinbase might do this, but the problem is 20 years down the line, they'll have everything that you've ever bought recorded. Let's say someone demands that information. There it is. Anywho, so I assume a lot of people will run to this app. A lot of people in crypto and in the future, I mean, like now, keeping in mind, like the year's 2025, it sounds very futuristic and all the stuff that we have. A lot of people don't often think about future implications of technological advances and the companies who are collecting their data just to sell it off to someone else. So, yeah. Coinbase is talking about creating a super app. I personally will not be using it. If you do decide to download this mega information grabbing application, just remember what we were just talking about. Yeah, that's the Coinbase Super Mega app. And yeah, let's move on. Also, I just assume at this point they realize that like they need to do something, and this is why this keeps popping up. Years ago, Ethereum was technically quite sluggish, and their upgrades and their updates to the actual chain. Once again, it's not, I assume it's quite difficult to secure a multi-billion-dollar chain. Got it. However, the upgrades and the updates were, they slowly rolled out every year and a half, every 17 months, something along those lines. Got it. Since Ethereum has kind of become the poster coin for Wall Street, people are calling it the Wall Street coin now, and all these banks are going to be building more on top of it. We're getting like constant news about upgrades for this thing. We just had news that apparently the Pectra upgrade is set for the 3rd of December. They were planning on launching that, I think, mid-2026. It's funny what a bunch of money can do to your speed. So it says Ethereum has been capturing attention, not just for its recent price movements, but also for its impressive momentum across its network activity and development progress. Yeah, out of nowhere, these people were like, cool, okay, tomorrow, okay, next week, okay. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. As of now, there's a team, and I don't know if this is the name of the team or if they're just adding that word in there. There's a team called the Lean Ethereum team. So you have Lean Stake, LEAN. They're being called the Lean Ethereum team. Has effectively advanced the blockchain's long-term goals of stability, decentralization, and resilience. Remarking on this, Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin said, the Lean Ethereum team has been doing a truly amazing job kicking into gear this year. Yeah, and delivering on all fronts to ensure Ethereum's long-term scaling, decentralization, and resilience. Apparently, and I don't want to go into it, I mean, really, all these letters and all this other weird thing, they're talking about ZKVM. It's zero knowledge virtual machine for Ethereum. They're basically figuring out how to 10x, if and I dare use the number 100x. Oh my word. The current amount of transactions that Ethereum has. There's a huge idea surrounding Ethereum right now and how slow it is and what needs to be done to basically get it Wall Street ready. This came once again out of nowhere. But basically, if you want Ethereum to 12x in price, you're going to have to make it quicker than it currently is. So this is simply another iteration of the other things that we've already been told, because even after we get the Pectra upgrade, which is supposed to, I assume, get us over 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 transactions per second. There was a lot of hype around like this being the upgrade that's going to bring us into the future, that kind of thing. There's still other upgrades and updates planned for the system. I assume 2026 is going to be nonsensical. If cycles are over, if prices keep rising, if we move into the stratosphere and these upgrades keep going, we should logically at some point get to a, $100,000 Ether per second transaction speed. And I mean, even if it's across 3 or 4 or 5 chains, it'll be completely fine. But yeah, this also popped into the news. It's like double weekly now that we keep hearing from these people, or just Vitalik talking about the amazingness of the space and how Ethereum's going to do this. And to that, I once again say, for the love of goodness, just do it. I know it looks cool and you have these charts and all these numbers and things that normal people can't understand, but sure, this has been since 2020. Ethereum was supposed to have had 100,000 transactions per second. And now that we have companies talking about, we're going to buy about 7 million Ether, the stakes are high, the stakes are ready, the stakes are moving fast across the street and stuff needs to get done. So I look forward to it. All the stuff we were talking about a long time ago. If we're going to hit, a $62,000 Ether like we just recently heard as a price prediction, you got to be a little bit quicker than that. I think that's going to do it for this video, everyone. I do hope that you've all enjoyed. I do hope you all are having a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and supporting, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.